Why are you guys such bigoted
You
people?
don't do it like that.
It's just one illegal immigrant. You can just let him stay at your house. Y'all are obviously wealthy women. Y'all are dressed nice.
You know who you should let stay at? That girl in the white shirt.
Ma'am, they said you're very wealthy, ma'am. Would you help out this illegal immigrant?
I'm not wealthy. Who told you that?
Well, they said that you're wealthy, and we're trying to get him a. Donald Trump is trying to kick him out of the country.
My free iPhone.
Hey, would y'all be willing to marry him? Would you be willing to get married?
No, I'm married for 43 years.
Well, in the Mormon church, you can marry
Yeah,
multiple
but does your
people.
husband still have these?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he does actually.
You can have a hot Latino guy
He goes.
kicking all the illegal immigrants out.
You said Trump kicking all the illegal immigrants? Hey, I'm gonna plead the fifth, gang. You gonna put me on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna be. What I'm saying is, we're trying to help out some illegal immigrants, and I got one here. Would y'all be willing to let this illegal immigrant stay at y'all's house?
Shoot.
How much you paying?
Really, Tucker Carlson's.
Stepson.
I love him.
We love you, Dad.
Oh my God.
Nancy loves you. I love you.
Oh, I would love to. Oh my gosh.
Tucker's gonna see this. Tucker, tell him.
Really?
Yeah, he is. Well, these are some base ladies. We tried to get them to adopt an illegal immigrant. They said, no way, he's got to go. Nancy's an awesome, awesome patriot. I love her. She's trying to protect this country from all of the illegal gang members that are coming here causing havoc.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and it looks like our sound engineer is over there smoking some Delta 9, I'm guessing, but we're going to get the show back on the train, back on the tracks. Tonight, we have an incredible episode. That's right, we have the one, the only country music superstar, in my opinion. She might not call herself that. The one, the only, Alexis Wilkins in the studio. Alexis, how are you doing this evening? And this is your third time on the show?
Third time's charm. Yeah.
Wow! This is our first three-peat. This is our first three-peat guest, I think. Oh, no, Charleston White. So you're our first female three-peater.
That feels like a DEI award.
It was a DEI award, but hey, listen, you know, second place is still a place. Okay, we got to talk about what the heck is going on. We got to address the elephant in the room. A lot of people might not know this about you. Oh, and we're going to have on Tommy Robinson. We're having some technical difficulties because Tommy is currently on the run and is a political prisoner from the country of the United Kingdom. So he's kind of, you know, finicky getting a hold of him, but we are going to have him. So guys, stay tuned for that. And we're also premiering It's Okay to Be Gay. It's our Pride Month anthem that will help children identify their sexuality. And there's nothing better than teaching kids about their sexuality. And that's why this country is so great, because it's legal to actually have pornography in the libraries. Right, Alexis? Isn't that so good? Mm-hmm. Don't you like the First Amendment? Isn't that what they say? They should have pornography in the learn how to bind. Isn't that good?
That's what that's for.
That's what that's for, is learn how to bind. I actually went to the Idaho library. And I went to the young adult section, and I looked online. You know, it's like, what are the controversial books that are in every library, basically, that is approved?
Yeah.
And in these libraries, I'm telling you, in the young adult section, there are books like How to Bind Your Breast. And I mean, I posted a video about it. It's just crazy to think that that's where we're at, where you just go to a library and you can learn how to be the opposite sex.
Unbelievable. Can't learn normal things.
No.
You can't actually get educated in this country anymore. Harvard is, you know, just giving away diplomas.
Speaking of Harvard, Harvard is very anti-Semitic. They're now denying the Holocaust. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Isn't that their new class, Jimmy? They're denying the Holocaust 101. What is the new curriculum?
Yeah, it's Intro to Denying the Holocaust.
Intro to Denying, and it's in the guest lecture, Nick Fuentes. Is that true too?
Yeah.
I'm happy we stopped funding them then. Good. They don't deserve our money. Princeton all the way, right? Princeton Tigers.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have to talk about this, though. Kash Patel, the FBI director, is your boyfriend, dare I say? Should I call him that, or are you guys engaged? What is the latest?
He's my boyfriend.
Ooh, you said that kind of a little... Look how you said that, Alexis. Look how you said he's my boyfriend. I'm surprised that he hasn't put a ring on that thing yet.
You know, he's been a little busy. We've both been a little busy, but he's certainly been very busy. So.
He has been busy. He has been busy, Alexis, but at the same time, and Kash obviously has more than a full-time job. You, being Kash's girlfriend, being the FBI director, I would consider that a full-time job, right?
You know, it's interesting. You have a boyfriend that's doing this job that is, yes, you're right, a very full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And I do what I do, as maybe the audience knows, maybe they don't. I sing country music. I do political commentary, writer. Work with several organizations about things, and I am passionate.
You're an activist. You're kind of everything. But
Well, But we go back and forth between DC. He's in DC. I spend half and half DC and Nashville, and we've always been traveling the entire time we've been together, though. So it's really just more of that.
That is true, but I've had fun with you and Kash, and I've seen Kash let his hair down. Not that he gets that wild, but I'm saying now he has to be extra buttoned up. So doesn't it have to kind of suck living under a microscope? Be honest. I mean, be honest. I know you're giving me the politically correct answer, but now dating the FBI director, literally every move you make, you have to feel like you're probably under the watchful eye of, if not the government, somebody that maybe wants to do something nefarious to you.
Well, it's interesting because, of course, the media's been long writing articles that are nefarious against Kash. That's really no secret. Now that there is, you're right, this magnifying glass, there's really nothing to magnify, is I think the most interesting.
You have nothing to hide. You have nothing. There's no bodies buried anywhere.
Him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's him all the time. He loves country music. He loves seeing his friends, and there's really nothing, even though they like to pretend to write articles about it. So
what have they said about you, though? Because I've seen them talk about you. Have you seen the Daily Mail articles and stuff? What have they said about you?
Well, it's mostly Twitter, and people will ask Grok. They'll be like, "Is Alexis controlling?"
They say you're Mossad. That's what they say. They are.
I mean, it's really not very original.
And you're a Christian, but you look like you could be. What's the actress in? You look like the actress in Entourage, kind of. You look a little different, but she's Israeli. What's that girl's name, Jimmy?
Bar Raffaelli.
No, oh my gosh. Type in, ask the chat. Oh my gosh, that's making me annoying. But I'm annoyed that I don't know the main girl from Entourage. I'm gonna have to look it up. But this girl, okay.
I've never seen Entourage.
You never watched the show Entourage?
No.
About being an actor in Los Angeles and all the trials and tribulations it is? You've never seen that?
No, I've seen enough. I didn't need to watch it on TV.
Wow, I can't believe that. Okay, hold on. This is her name is. Wow, this is kind of annoying me. I should have already had this pulled up, but this actress is really gonna annoy me that I don't know. Jimmy, look it up. Look up. It's E's girlfriend, Eric's girlfriend in the show Entourage. We'll get back to it. So they think you're a Mossad spy. And you are, though. You told me that off camera, that you are a spy. You told me that. That's why you come on the show, because I'm Israeli intelligence as well. And we're working with Benjamin Netanyahu to take down the American government.
No, that's going to do great. That's going to do great for my Twitter mention.
Are they going to be mad about this, guys?
It's going to really help quell the people that are already yelling about this.
Sometimes you want to stir them up. Are you in my ear with the girl's name? Emmanuel, and it's so hard to spell her name.
It's like CHRIQUE. Is that it?
Yeah.
UI. Golly.
She doesn't look good in this picture. Has anybody ever told you you kind of look like this girl? Kind of? Emmanuel Cricky? She's really pretty.
No.
Really? But she's like an Israeli.
I'll take it, though.
No, she is. No, she is. She's the star of the show, but she's like Israeli. She is really. They say that this girl is actually Israeli.
Okay.
Well, they say every actor in Hollywood is Jewish.
I mean, it's kind of like the first line of defense, right?
What are some other crazy conspiracies? Because let's just address the elephant in the room. Your boyfriend, the FBI director, was recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, the biggest podcast in the world, and that episode was great. I listened to the whole thing, but he's getting a little kickback, because he said, "Oh, we want more information with these Epstein tapes." And I'm really on Kash's side. It's like, what tape are they going to show us? Like a person getting raped, a girl? You know what I mean? They're not going to show us that. That's disgusting, obviously. So it's like, what are they going to show us? Like maybe on the island, this and that. So I guess my point is, what kind of kickback have you guys felt from him? I guess the people complaining that we're not going to get this Epstein information that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have to say that speaking from my point of view, in the general sense, I tend to agree with you. It's difficult because we voted for law and order. We voted to not do things the way that the other side did things. We voted to actually build cases, take care of the corruption that was happening, investigate the things. And you can't investigate things in the public, cannot investigate things in the public. It's just, that's the truth. That's something that I knew, a long time ago, not before all of this. And so there's that side of it. And then there's also the side where I feel for him when I see the news, because I see all of the incredible things that are being done. Crime is being reduced. Half of the most wanted list has been taken out. They arrested, child traffickers in this state, in the state of Texas, literally in an operation that came out, I think, this morning. So I don't know what more someone could be doing and pursuing in the actual law and order and crime on the street and the things that us as conservatives were upset with the Biden administration.
No, you're
this is what we voted for.
Well, I agree, but it's just like hard, everybody wants to see all this Epstein stuff, and I'm kind of almost sick of Epstein. And, I guess the biggest kickback is with the footage is they're saying now Epstein did kill himself. And listen, Trump was president when that happened. So it was like, if people trust Trump, which I trust Trump, that's the official story. People don't like that, though. So, like, I'm sure people have been, has that been the statement that's caused the most backlash just recently?
I think probably, people get upset because
they're like, Epstein didn't kill himself. Like, people
Yeah.
cannot handle that. Which, I know it does sound impossible that all the cameras are now. A guy jumped off a bunk bed. It does sound impossible, but you have Dan Bongino and Kash saying the same thing, and I don't think that they're liars. So, but people are very upset about that narrative.
They are, and I think that the American people went through a lot. So it's not that I don't understand people being upset because they want a certain result, but I think that the result needs to be more in the betterment of America and fixing it for our children and their children, rather than the innate focus on the things that we maybe cannot change, are still investigating, can't say any more about. Like, you have no idea, I have no idea what's going on behind the scenes.
And that's the thing, is Kash has no idea too. He gets in there, he's new, he's learning stuff every day, I'm sure, right? I mean, like,
yeah. And to clarify for the media, he is in there every day.
Yeah, I mean, every day he's learning something new.
Things, I don't know where, but he's in there every day.
But like, his brain's not a computer, you know what I mean? Like, they can't give him the whole entire information of every single case automatically. It just takes a long time. It's a lot of work, especially when you're the head guy like that. So how much does he, I know there's some secrets or, stuff you can't tell us, but how much does he talk to Trump? Does he talk to Trump a lot?
Oh gosh, well, as far as people in leadership roles, I'm sure he talks to him as much as any other leadership role in the government.
That's vague. That's vague. Look at you with Donald Trump. That's awesome. How has Donald Trump treated you really nice? Like, what has your interactions with Trump been?
He's phenomenal. I mean, it really. I always start out with saying, if it ever gets casual to meet the president, you're in the wrong rooms.
You're in the wrong rooms if it's casual to be with the president?
Yeah, it should always be.
That's cool. Like,
it should always be just really reverent. And I guess what to say about his character is he's just always been the most welcoming, the nicest person. You don't expect the president, or the former president at the time, and now the president again, of course, to remember. He meets thousands of people, and even, second, third, whatever, how many times you see him, you go to remind him, because it's a respect thing. You remind someone of your name, or you say, oh, hey, I'm this person. And he goes, yeah, like, I know. Like, he has the sharpest
Alexis,
memory.
he knows he likes hot chicks. I mean, he's going to remember, let's just be real. I mean, President Trump is a man. He's going to be, it's a lot easier to remember your name than it would be to, like, Jimmy's, my producer. I still don't even know his name. There is a difference. So you're just casually like, now you're besties with Trump. What is that like, though? I mean, you say it's kind of this weird thing where it's normal, or you're saying it's a bad thing that it's casual, but you have to feel pretty accomplished yourself just being in those rooms. Like, you're saying, like, it's a negative thing. I feel like, and I can just tell by your mom, you have a lot to be proud of, and your mom's very proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's more of a reverence thing of, I genuinely can't believe that we ended up making it through this election.
Did you think we were going to lose? And people
office.
give me, sorry to cut you off, but this election, I was hanging out with you, and the energy was, but I still was like, they're going to cheat, and they didn't cheat. So what did you think, honestly, before, Alexis? I have to ask you, before the election, did you think they were going to cheat?
I thought that they were going to cheat more than they did, but in my gut, I felt like we were going to take it. They crossed the line. They went too far.
When they shot him?
Absolutely.
That's what won the. Now looking back, I think that was the difference maker. That's what won the election. But I kept on hearing Pennsylvania, and I like Scott Presler, but I'm like, what? Scott Presler's going to sign up 100,000 Amish people to vote? Ooh, whoop-de-doo. You know, I mean, I just was being a little black-pilled. And I was wrong. I'm like, oh, a bunch of Amish people are going to go vote. Yeah, right, sure, Scott Presler. But I love Scott. He did a great job. We won. I just was skeptical because in 2020, I felt like we obviously won that election. Hell, I feel like we won that election even more than 2024 personally, but I guess I'm not a good judge of character or whatever. But then the character's not the right word, but I'm saying I'm not a good judge of the polling. But then there's 10 million missing voters in 2024. So have you talked to Kash about that? Have you said, hey, you're the FBI director, honey? Isn't that kind of weird how there's 10 million less votes? Is that under his purview?
I'm sure if there's something there to look into, that then him and the Bureau will be looking into it.
Yes, they will. And we appreciate them looking into it. Now, let's play. I want to play some of your singing. So what is this? What's the name of the music video, Jimmy? You didn't put the name of the music video.
It's called Stand.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about Alexis's boyfriend, Kash Patel. Very important guy, the FBI director. I mean, way cooler than James Comey. Shorter than James Comey. James Comey, you ever seen James Comey in person, though?
No.
He looks like a gargantuan. You ever seen him? He looks so weird.
Does he really?
Yeah, and then, so what did Kash say?
I've never seen him in person.
He's an ugly man, and I'm a handsome man, so I can say that. He was recently in hot water for saying 8647, which, no, he's acting all naive. Oh, I don't know what 86 means. I thought that's when you just don't like something in a restaurant. What did the current FBI director think about a former FBI director tweeting something so idiotic?
I mean, he said it in his interview and I think publicly in public statements that it was something that they were taking seriously.
And they did pay him a visit.
Yeah, and that it was surprising, you know, I believe they said this in the statement, that it's surprising that a former FBI director would be, you know, not understanding of what that could potentially mean.
It's impossible. It's impossible for him not to know what that
means. It is impossible. So, you know, everything you've heard publicly is everything that really there is to say on that.
Yeah, it has been said. But now I want to get to you, and you're going to be singing at the Young Women's Leadership Summit, or what does the S stand for? Is it Summit?
Summit.
Okay, I don't know what Young Women's Leadership Summit for Turning Point USA. I love Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk's doing some phenomenal work. Turning Point has given me access to so many college kids that I've been able to talk to and, you know, become fans, friends with. I just love what Turning Point's doing. And I really appreciate them actually putting on. It's a little DEI. It is a little DEI doing a women's thing, but I think DEI, this is the thing, is DEI in theory is not bad. Like, right, it's not bad to help people that might need a little support. It's when we start using DEI for air traffic controllers and doctors and, you know, when we're trying to lower the standards for serious things. But having a women's summit, I don't think that that's really too DEI. I think that's good. We're helping young women get, you know, access to powerful young women that they could potentially work for or do, you know, something, activism, something in their same kind of framework. So with this Young Women's Leadership Summit, can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing and what that's all about?
Yes, so I love Turning Point, and I'm excited to be coming back for another conference with them. At this one, I'm singing the national anthem on Friday. So if you're at the conference on Friday, I will be singing the national anthem.
And that's at the Gaylord Texan and Grapevine. And then you just kind of mentioned I will be speaking at the Chapter Leadership Summit. I'm guessing, is it all Summit? I don't know.
I think that's a summit too.
CLS, which is before the Summer Action Summit.
Student Action Summit.
Student Action Summit. Thank you, Jimmy. Student Action Summit, which Alexis is also singing at, and that will be on July 9th through the 11th, and I speak on the 10th. So actually, for me, it'll be the 10th. I think Alexis will be singing on the 11th. So if you guys want to come see us in Tampa, Florida, July 9th, you get that opportunity. And if you want to go see Alexis and you're in the DFW area, you can see her on Friday night at the YWLS. It's hard to say, tongue twister, for Turning Point USA. Okay, so let's get a little music video. This is called Stand. I like this.
Sometimes I complain about this everyday morning drive. When I get up and go to work, I ain't worried I might die. And I've never laced up my boots and ran into a firefight. Never worn a uniform or offered up my life, so I'm gonna stand.
I love it!
Cover my
I'm gonna stand! Show me I'm standing! It makes you want to stand up. This is music that will make you stand up. And I'm tired. My rump hurts. I don't want to stand up. But I see a young lady standing up for those soldiers and those cops and those teachers, it makes me want to stand up. So God bless America. And God bless this song. I got to sit back down, though. You're only going to stand up temporarily, though, honestly, Alexis. You know, it makes you stand up for 30 seconds, maybe.
Hey, something's really better than nothing.
That is true. Have you ever thought about, like, playing that at, like, a hospital and seeing if the patients get out of bed?
I have never considered that. No, I'll have to mull that one over.
I do a lot of charity work at hospitals. Those kids are really messed up. I like it because when the nurses leave, I can kind of, sometimes I'll take their IV out and I'll put it on my tongue. I'll just, all the morphine I can get. Their parents come in like, oh, what are you doing, Scotty? I'm like, oh, we're just going watching big booty Latina videos. soon as they leave the room. So I like hospitals.
Yeah, that's not a crime or anything.
No, it is a crime. It's definitely a crime, but they can't catch me because I'm a great criminal. So catch me first. Do not tell Kash about any of this, actually. Is Kash going to watch this? No, probably not. Okay.
Well, the FBI is definitely watching.
Is the
so keep that
FBI
in
watching this? Okay, well, we're talking about a
100%.
video game. I've never taken a cancer kid's morphine and sucked it down like a straw. That would be a sick individual. And for somebody to even make that up is sick. So, Jimmy, why would you write that in the prompter for me to read all that?
I'm so sorry. I'm a
Jimmy, we
I'm a
need
fed.
to do this. Is oh my God, you are a fed. Okay, now this is now let's get back to the show. This is a serious thing, Alexis. We have to get Kash to start investigating these damn airlines and their damn bag fees. You know, Spirit Airlines, your bag's too big, they charge you $100. I know there's a lot of politicians. And now, that used to be the biggest plight, right? We were worried about paying a $100 bag fee. But now I'm worried about the damn plane crashing. So, and you're on planes every week. You fly across the country constantly. So what do you think about this latest Boeing crash? I mean, I'm scared to death, and I fly all the time, too.
No, it's awful. I mean, there just feels like it feels like there needs to be some kind of improvement that's incrementally happening, and I know people are working on it, but I mean, I was just rerouted out of Newark last week. You know, these things are happening all the time.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So you're trying to, but listen to this, guys. You were just trying to find a Newark, and Newark is having congestion issues. They're having trouble finding air traffic controllers. And this is the biggest city in the world. This is Newark, New Jersey, next to Manhattan, New York, you know, the biggest city, you know, the most populated city in America. And they can't even figure out how to get the planes to land. So where did they reroute you to?
I ended up having to go to Chicago. And the deal was I was on a middle seat to Chicago, which I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it was like
you're tiny. At least you
over.
fit in that.
Yeah,
you
could
fit. Yeah, they could throw you in the overhead.
I know I look like 6'2" on.
You're taller than 5 foot. You give off like 5'5" vibes.
I am 5 foot flat, but went to Chicago, and then they said, you know, we'll get you to Chicago. We don't know if we have a seat for you on your connection. Wow. So at least get to Chicago. I don't know. Ask the gate agent. Figure it out. I'm like, cool, good solution. We don't know. It's always a good answer.
And I'm just going to be stuck in Chicago where there's like horrible gun violence and my boyfriend is the FBI director. That sounds like...
I wasn't super stoked about that situation.
Nah, being stuck in Chicago would not be a fun place. I'll tell you that much. So this Boeing crash, let me pull it up right now. I'm really worried. And I'm making a new rule. And I think I got this weird message. Do you have any... I'm sure you've had this. Be honest and, you know.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm just saying, have you had weird DMs, though, right? You've had weird DMs.
Gosh, yeah.
Well, I posted that India crash, and I got one of my Indian fans got mad at me for posting.
You posted it?
No, because I retweeted, like, oh, you asshole. And I don't even want to pull up the private thing because I don't want to. Because I do have fans in India. I love India. I'm just saying, you know, Boeing sharing this.
Wait, that fan wasn't Kash, right?
No, it was not Kash,
okay.
Obviously. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to make Kash mad. I'm just saying, I'm sharing this stuff, and the damn, I'm trying to get mad at Boeing. I'm not trying to take shots at India. All my Indian fans, I'm not trying to take shots at you guys. Even though, you know, this damn Boeing plane, why is the Boeing crashing like this? It just makes me sick. Let me pull it up right now.
The beef here that I'm getting from you is definitely with Boeing.
Exactly what I'm trying to point. So all my Indian fans that are in my DMs getting mad, I'm not trying to slander the great country of India. I'm just trying to freaking talk about this plane crash because Boeing, this is the 787. This is the first Dreamliner that has crashed. And it's not, oh, come on, dude. Look at this. Look at this. This is so bad. It just can't. It just stalls. It just can't. Oh my gosh. Oh.
No, it's just horrible. And the fact that.
Oh shoot.
I'm glad that we can see.
This is the video where you can see it all. Oh my.
Oh.
No, not this one. Not this one. This is.
I don't know if I want to see it all.
No, but you need to. You get trauma-based mind control. You get to watch the snuff film on this show. I'm sorry. This is it. Oh, this is really sad. This is really incredibly sad. So this is it taking off. And what happens is it only gets about 660 feet in the air and it stalls. You'll see it just can't gain any momentum right here. And so it looks like they don't know this, but it looks like the engines went out. But what's so peculiar about this horrible, horrible tragedy, there is a little bit of a silver lining. This is where it's stalling. It can't gain air, so it's just going to slowly fall down. You know, it's not going super fast, and a guy lived. A person was in seat 11A.
Oh, I did see that.
And somehow survived the crash. Stop it! Stop it! Oh my God. You know the FBI is watching this right now, please. No more of that, no more of that. Okay, hold on, this is a survivor. This is a survivor. Look at this guy. Do you think this is real? Do you think this is really the survivor, Alexis?
I don't know. It's so hard with things like this because I'm glad that we have access to news as it's happening, like on on X. Obviously, that was helpful during the election, and I think it's been helpful to discredit things that are false thereafter. But it's so hard when you get news this quickly. And believe me, I just don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that there needs to be a gatekeeper between true news and fake news. I think that let the people determine, let the AI servers determine, whatever. But it's just hard when this tragedy affected this many people and it's already up on the internet for speculation.
Yeah.
And this guy, whoever this is, he has posted the ticket, or someone posted the ticket. It appears to be.
It looks like it's real, but what's
it appears to be the case, but it's just.
But if I was there at that crash, I mean, and you saw a guy live, like, I'm just surprised we haven't seen more pictures of the guy getting out. You'd think there'd be like a little more footage, but maybe there has.
I feel like Boeing might be minimizing
of course,
any footage and photographs.
But the reason why this is so pertinent to what's going on, Boeing had a whistleblower that committed suicide. And, this is a very serious thing. And I know Boeing paid a settlement out. I think it was like $3 billion for the Boeing 737 MAX 8 jet that crashed. But still, once again, I mean, you can if I die, you give my dad $3 million. That doesn't do me any good. You know what I mean? You give my cats $3 million, you give my girlfriend $3 million. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't do me any good. What does me good is trusting these airlines. So do you think that we're going to actually get some help with Boeing? I mean, who was running it last? We had Pete Buttigieg was in charge of the damn transportation last time.
Yep. I don't feel great about that one in particular. But I think that as they look into and unpack, it's so hard to unpack the things that happen in the Biden administration. Like, I just feel like the public will never quite understand how many layers, how much was hidden. I mean, I feel that there was a complete push to hide certain things, and I think that goes throughout all facets of the administration. They have to not only make strides for America to become great again, but also undo the ways that it was damaged from the last administration. So speaking from a place of complete speculation, honestly, I think that they're just trying to fix things as fast as they can. And I think some of this was within the companies, and there's a lot of corporate here, and there's a lot of DEI questions, maintenancing, We've seen oil rigs that have melted down because people didn't maintenance them when they were supposed to.
Yeah, so and they catch on fire in the middle of it. Yeah, no.
Is that something to look into? I don't know. I think it's all something to look into. So.
And there's oil spills cause a lot of damage, so that is something we need to look into. There's a lot, it's a lot needs to be fixed, but a lot is good too. I think that we need to have gratitude because I'm sitting here with Alexis. You're about to speak at this great event. I get to speak at great events. I mean, hey, listen, we can sit here and complain all day, but actually life is good. We got to be thankful for the good things. And you know what I'm thankful for? You know what I'm thankful for? I'm pointing at you. Gay Pride! It's Pride Month! Let's get gay! It's okay to be gay. It's a month after May. Okay, real quick. So, Alexis, you're not the only singer in the studio right now. You got Primetime 99 Pimp on a Blimp, the Town Hall Terror, the #1 freestyle city council rapper in America, Primetime Alex Stein. And I wanted to celebrate this month because this month is the month where it's okay to be gay. Every other month, if you're gay, Auschwitz. But this month, you get to be free, right? Would you agree with that statement? She does not agree with that statement. Okay, my point is, this is the best month of the year. I get to wear my Speedo to school, and I get to be a teacher in my Speedo, and they can't say anything, and it's a rainbow Speedo. So I wrote a song just for this month, Alexis, that I want to play for you, and I want you to give us your honest opinion of this.
Okay.
And Paige, my beautiful girlfriend.
Yes.
I showed her.
I love Paige.
Love Paige. God, we love you, Paige. I showed her this, and she was in the other room, and about a minute into it, I just hear this big, just this sigh. And I'm like, hey, babe, what you...
She loved it.
Yeah, I go, babe, what'd you think? She goes, it's gay. I know it is gay, babe. I'm sorry. Sorry, but I'm only gay for you, babe. I'm only gay for you, Paige. So this month, I'm gay for my baby. That sounded bad. I'm gay for my baby, Paige, who is an adult. Let's watch our music video.
Hey kids, are you struggling with your sexuality this month? Well, you're no different than everybody else. And that's why I wrote this song for you, because this month, it's the best month of the year, where it's okay to be queer. It's okay to be gay. Let's all be gay. It's okay to be gay. It's the month after May. Do it for the human race. This whole month you get a dick in your face. Everyone is gay. It's a month after May. I'm a gay gangster. Gayngster. We're all so freaking gay. It's okay. It's a month after May. It's the month after May. What more can I say? It's the month after May. What can I say? It's okay to be gay. It's the month after May. Do it for the human race. This whole month you get a dick in your face. It's okay to be gay. It's the month after May. Do it for the human race. This whole month you get a dick in your face. Time to party at the Pink Palace, and you get oral sex from a man named Alice, and it feels really good, cause you are in the mood, cause you are in the mood, cause you are in the mood. Adolf Hitler was gay, and that's okay, even though he genocided lots of people. This month he's gay, so it's okay. Xbox is gay, PlayStation is gay, Spotify is gay, Target is gay, Chipotle is gay, Xbox is gay, X is gay, TikTok is gay, Walmart is gay, Adidas is gay, everybody is gay. It's okay to be gay. It's a month after May. Do it for the human race. This whole month you get a tick in your face.
The overall collective response from the chat is that I'm getting fired. I'd like to keep my job. What did you think about that hit song, Alexis? Is that something you're going to be playing on your Spotify this summer at the pool?
Ooh,
You can be
So-
honest. You can be honest. Just say no.
the visual was like,
Which visual? There was a lot. A lot of visuals.
There was a lot of
little
visuals.
Too many visuals. Honestly, it was a little too.
so many
It was a
visuals.
little too visual. Is that something, though, that the FBI or maybe Kash would consider tweeting in honor of Pride Month?
I think you'll have to take that up with his.
I mean,
Mom's
FBI's done gay pride tweets. I don't know. There's nothing gayer than that. That's one of the gayest videos on the entire internet. I mean,
This is like the Village People Dirty Edition.
no, that dude, I made the Village People look straight. I mean, that was. I mean,
Yeah.
I was literally having sex with an intergalactic alien. I mean, I'm gay for aliens. I'm not even gay for humans, and that's.
It was really the toilet paper. I don't know about everyone else, but it was really the toilet paper.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because we did
took
that.
me out.
I know we were filming that, and I was just kind of spitballing it, literally, because I ended up being a spitball. And as soon as I put the toilet paper in my mouth, I did it twice. I knew we were going to use that, and I knew that was very disturbing. You know, why is that so disturbing? The idea of putting toilet paper in your mouth while talking about having a genitalia in your face. Why was that so? That was bad. That was.
I think you know the answer.
Jimmy, why did we make that video?
Because we commented, should we make Alex's City Council song into a music video? And it got so many responses, we kind of didn't have a choice.
We didn't have to make it that gay. I didn't know when we were filming it. See, I know this, it looks very well made and this and that, but when we're filming it, we're just in the bathroom here and there's some smoke. Like, we didn't really use any props, anything, but man, we made this gay as hell. And then what about, I'm really uncomfortable when I lick the men sign. See, I don't like that either.
Were you uncomfortable licking the men's?
It doesn't look like I'm uncomfortable, but yes, because I'm a performer. When you put a camera on me, I break out of my shell. Really, I'm very introverted and quiet in my daily life. But yes.
It's true. You're going to get canceled for calling that a men's bathroom, though. I will tell you.
That is true.
I mean, I'm not captain of the woke mob, but if I had to guess based on my cancellation requests, yeah, that one's gonna get denied by the woke mob.
Well, luckily for you, we're doing a country remix, and we were gonna invite you to. Right now, we have studio quality microphones. You can kind of sing your part right now.
Oh my gosh.
All you have to sing is, "It's okay to be gay. It's the month after May. Do it for the human race. This whole month, you get a dick in your face." But you need to sound like a guy while you sing it. Can you do that?
Oh, you know, I think you do it so well. I don't think that I can measure up,
I love
honestly.
compliments. Thank you. I do it very well.
Yeah,
I do it excellent. There's nobody that does it better, arguably. So.
It's so good. I just really don't want to.
And I don't want to make you look bad because you're a professional and I'm an amateur, and to make you look bad is hard to do, but I can do it. I'm Primetime 99. I mean, I'm the Town Hall Terror. I'm the best freestyle city council rapper of all time. Now, Jimmy, what is the chat? The chat collectively groaning after that video.
They seemed to like it. They said it was ridiculous, but this is what I did. I hope not. If I stole the show, then I looked gayer than eating toilet paper.
I think I look the gayest. I think I'm the one licking the thing. I think I'm the gay one in this video. You're gay all the time. In this video, I'm extremely gay. It's going to be hard because that's going to last forever. That video is not going anywhere, I've just realized. And now that video is going to live on the internet forever. Me eating toilet paper, saying it's okay to be gay, and twerking with an alien. Jimmy, you are fired, Jimmy, and you can just pack your stuff and actually finish the show and then please pack your stuff.
Got it.
Okay, now we love. Oh, is Tommy not on? Is Tommy? He doesn't respond to my text.
He hasn't responded.
And he retweeted the link. Tommy, answer if you're watching the stream. But regardless, we'll have Tommy on next week when we can talk to him. But ridiculous. We love you, Tommy. Not mad. I get that you're moving and shaking. But he retweeted the link. He said he's coming on. I don't know what's going on with that. But we have a lot to talk about. Libtards. I know that word can be controversial. You probably wouldn't use it. I don't think it's controversial. I use the R word, and I'm not going to use it right now because I don't want you to get in trouble for being, not that you're probably already going to get canceled for this interview. So maybe I actually should say the R word, but I'm not. We do a segment called Libtards in the Wild, and we have a great segment this week. On Tuesday, we went viral. I don't know if you saw, we had Congresswoman Nancy Mace from the great state of South Carolina, the Palmetto State, mint juleps. Is that where they drink mint juleps?
Yep.
Thank you. Mint juleps and palmetto trees. And, you know, South Carolina's the vibe. And I'll be honest, Nancy Mace is kind of a vibe, if you know what I mean. And why are you laughing at that? Why is that funny? Why?
It was just the way you said it.
That she's kind of a vibe?
I have no issues with the comment. It was just the way you said it.
Well, and we put these melons on her desk. We thought she was going to comment on them, and she never did. So she's well trained. She's media trained. But my point is, and we're just kind of waiting for them to decay. So if you're wondering why they're here, but she is a vibe herself, and she came on, and we set her up on a date with her Twitter stalker and great Twitterista Jarvis, and she agreed to go on a date. Do you know Twitter Jarvis? Maybe.
No.
He's a peculiar fellow, great fellow. He's actually a painting. We don't even know if he's a fellow, to be honest, but he did say this. Long story short, we set them up on a love connection, kind of went viral, got, you know, almost 1 million views on Twitter, connecting them. And we love that. Thank you, Congresswoman Nancy Mace. She's going to be at the summit, too. I think we're going to see her this weekend. That was great. But she is going viral for going and confronting Tampon Tim on Capitol Hill. So let's watch Nancy Mace confronting Tampon Tim.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
Let's play that one more time real quick, just so we can
run it back.
What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
It's not a hard question. A woman has a uterus. A woman can have a baby. Like, I mean, these people they don't even want to define a simple thing. So when you see this, and then you see like Tampon Tim that wants to change the literature, so it's a birthing person, and they want to try to demonize women. Like, they're anti-women, especially with women's sports. And I talk about this all the time. It's an asymmetrical problem. It is only women's sports being affected by trans people. There is not one female to male trans athlete that is competing against males and winning anything or even making it to those levels. But if you look at the flip side of it, we're having tons of examples of males that are switching to girls and winning and dominating women's sports. So it's an asymmetrical problem that is affecting women. Why don't these guys like Tim Walz and Leah Thomas and all these people, why don't they want to protect women, in your opinion?
I mean, I think that it's a politically advantageous for them to just pay so much attention to the fringe and to make, what they think is their base feel accepted. The thing is most people, even people who are not completely aligned, like I think that's one of the things, as I was talking about earlier, that threw the election over the edge is a lot of these people who maybe were in the middle, maybe were a little left of center, looked at this and went, something's wrong here. When you have a former vice presidential candidate unable to define the basic parameters of the I'll say it again, two genders that we have on this planet, like, it's just really unbelievable that we were almost there, almost had to deal with that as a vice president. So praise God that didn't happen. But also the fact that doesn't have a linear answer, I think, to circle back to your question, I think the reason that they can't answer it is because they know that there's a right answer. If they all got together and had a better right answer that they had talked about, but they know that they can't come up with one, they know that there's a right answer, and they're just not giving it because it's not politically advantageous.
You're right. They don't even have a status quo talking point to it because it's so ridiculous. And and a lot of these arguments they do, because like I look at the deportation of Abrego Garcia, and I have to go debate this, and that even the Trump administration, that he didn't get his I guess his, what did they not give him? His
due process.
His due process, but what was it else? It was they deported him without giving him a hearing. This is what it was. They all want to give him this hearing, the due process, the hearing. I agree. They agreed. They didn't give him a hearing. They kicked him out. He came here illegally. That is when I debate this, my point is the Trump administration admitted that they didn't follow the proper protocol. But this is a one-off instance of a guy that could have gotten his citizenship, beat his wife. There's a lot of reasons why he shouldn't be in this country.
Right.
So I don't take one example and try to extrapolate that and say that every single person that's getting kicked out of this country is just a great person and they're not getting due process. I believe that most people are getting their due process. So kind of what do you think is going to happen with this immigration stuff and this Abrego Garcia? Not just particularly him, but I think they're handling it well. That one hiccup was not really a big deal in my opinion.
Well, and I think just to circle back to that case specifically, because he had a lot of affiliation in Tennessee. I live in Nashville, so it was something that came up. The Tennessee Star, Michael Leahy, did some fantastic reporting on this. They uncovered some great stuff. Andy Ogl's office has done a really great job with looking into all these situations that have happened within Tennessee. From our mayor, shout out Freddie O'Connell, I'm figuring out how to be mad at you because you are letting illegal immigrants into our city and protecting them with taxpayer dollars. Just saying.
Is that true? Is Tennessee, is Nashville a sanctuary city?
No,
but they just letting
he's
them
saying
in.
it is. Freddie O'Connell, problem for another time, but he is a problem. The whole thing about due process, just on a granular level, is that due process to illegal immigrants is different than due process for American citizens. So under the Constitution, the Supreme Court has ruled a lot that it counts to people that are in the United States. Of course, we've established that. We've seen that in court. But the rules are different for citizens versus illegal aliens.
Well, but this is what they'll debate me real quick because I want to hear your politically correct answer. But this is what they say. Well, do you think that an illegal immigrant should have a gun? And I'm kind of like, yeah, because I think the Constitution says persons, not citizens. So there are some, you know what I mean? Like an illegal immigrant can have a gun.
No, I get it. But the different parameters with due process and being filtered under our judicial system, I think is just a different facet. I don't think that they should be allowed to stay in our country, use our resources, potentially be criminals, which is the case, to clarify, with most of these people, as they are, of course, already criminals for crossing the border, but also violent criminals on top of that. But they're not always required to have a hearing. So it's one of those things where it looks like a hiccup. Maybe they said, hey, we should have handled this differently. Maybe he shouldn't have been, exported to, was it CENTCOM?
Yeah, or whatever.
Maybe there's that.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I don't really have a strict opinion on that. I'm just saying if people want to poke holes in it, whatever. But the thing is people who came into this country illegally are not guaranteed a hearing. So if the hearing is what they're caught up on.
That's what they're caught up on. Like, why didn't you get a hearing? And you're like, listen, this is...
You can't have a hearing for every person that crossed our border illegally. We'd be here a long time.
I agree. And he came here illegally. I'm sorry you get kicked out illegally. I mean, you don't care about, all of a sudden, Abrego Garcia likes the law. Okay. So, exactly. Alexis, and, you have become a media personality, yourself. You've gotten to go on a lot of shows. So I want to see, let's play the clip. Do we have the clip of, what is SOT number? Oh, why did you play SOT number 2? Why is
Well, because we were going to talk about Tommy's beef with Piers Morgan.
Oh, is that?
But it's still funny if you want to bring it up.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is why I bring this up. So I have never been on the Piers Morgan show. We're going to play this with Tommy, but I think Alexis can comment too. I actually got in a little hot water, and Piers Morgan does not like me as well because I confronted Sank, I can't ever say his name. And I guess my point is, Alexis, is this how you handle going on a television show? This is the only way I can get on Piers Morgan. Let's play the clip. Sank is transgender. Sank is transgender.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Hey, get out of here, man. What the hell? Jesus Christ with these lunatic Republicans.
So my question is, can you ask Kash to tell Piers that he's going to throw him in jail if he doesn't have me actually as a guest on his show? Can you do that? Do you have the power to do that? Because now they won't have me on the show all because I called Cenk a transgender. Do you think that that's fair, Alexis?
I mean, Piers Morgan is a citizen of the United Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think that there's jurisdiction.
There's not?
No.
even just a veiled threat would work for me.
We don't do that. We don't do that in this administration. We do justice. We do law and order.
I like threats, though. I like, yeah, boo.
I'm hearing boos from the peanut gallery. I know, I'm sorry.
We don't like law and order. We like law and disorder. That's why we want to burn a dumpster. Speaking of, actually, you know what we should pull up real quick? Let me go to Matt Adams' Twitter real quick. Did you see Seattle last night had a huge dumpster fire, literally?
Oh, yeah, and they said they're not cooperating with anyone on the federal level up there, too.
I know, and what's Matt Adams' damn Twitter? He has that fake Twitter account. Oh, my God, he's probably watching the show. What is Matt's stupid Twitter? What is it, Jimmy? Do you know Matt Adams' Twitter?
We're trying to pull it up.
It's
not like
it's not his name.
Matt
I don't
Adams.
even know what his name is. Sorry, Matt. We were going to show your footage. I don't remember your Twitter account. And I follow you, Matt, but in Seattle, they're burning down. So from the intelligence that you know, and this is what we were talked about a little bit before the show, I go to a lot of these protests, and I see the same people there. I had this one protest where there was a brown beret guy, and I said I want to protect big booty Latinas. And you see, okay, real quick, before we even get into that, Donald Trump is now saying, hey, I'm friends with these hotel guys. Maybe we shouldn't kick them all out. I just want to say that President Trump, I know you're watching this, I deserve a little credit because I was the first person saying that some of them should get to stay. The good ones, the big booty Latinas, those are the ones that are working at the hotels that are folding and cleaning the beds, right? Those are the ones. Go to any hotel in Texas. Guess who your housekeeper is? It's a Mexican woman. So let's let them stay. Honest to God, I'm not saying, you know, I know everybody's like, oh, we'll kick her. If she's a housekeeper, maybe she can stay. And I like where Donald Trump's at that. And we got to protect big booty Latinas. Now, if you're a guy, bye-bye. I don't want any illegal immigrant males in this country. But if you're a woman and you work at a hotel and you're making those sheets where they fold it so tight that even when you kick the sheet out, you can't kick it under the bed, that's what I want. I want a strong Hispanic woman folding the sheets so tight that I can actually tear my ACL trying to get those sheets out from underneath the bed. Have you ever been in a bed so tight that you felt that pressure, Alexis?
I like that that's the question after that monologue.
Have you felt that pressure though, where it's so tight in the bed and it's you can't almost?
I mean, hotels they make beds.
They make it better. Let's be real. Sorry, I'm yelling, but they make it better. So I believe if you're making a bed and you're treating it like it's, you know, a NASCAR pit crew and you're doing it to the top level, you get to stay. How about that? And that should be the test. That should be the citizen test. You have them come in, they push the cart, and they have to fold the sheets real fast. They have to do the lotions, and if you can do that in a fast enough time, and your booty is over 47 inches, you get to stay. How do you like that? Inches. Is that a good size, Jimmy? 47?
I just think the centimeter to inches conversion was quick.
Yeah. Oh, you DM'd me. Okay, let me go to Matt's account. I know he has some. Oh my gosh! Guess what his stupid account name is? Jerkin' Your Chain. That's his. No wonder I can't remember it. Okay, so he posted a little bit. This is last night. He went live, but Jonathan show. Let's show a little bit of this. Let me turn down the voice. So this is a literal dumpster fire in Seattle. I was just there this semester speaking at the University of Washington. But one thing I noticed about Seattle. Have you spent much time in Seattle?
No.
It's very Asian, which the Asians are really cool. I mean, it's highly Asian. They're pretty chill. But it's also like a lot of like white, weird liberals. You know what I mean? Obviously, you kind of know Seattle, but...
That is what I've heard of it.
Yeah, so like if you're like a white guy, you're probably a liberal. If you're like an Asian, you're probably like a computer wealthy, you know, like there's different makeups. But these guys, because I imagine, this is my impression that I get, that these like political activists, these kind of liberals, maybe they all have jobs. I feel like they might have rich parents because Seattle's an expensive city. So these people are basically LARPing as political activists. Like they love when there's an excuse to protest. You know what I mean? They're all on pot. They're all freaking hanging outside anyway. So in Seattle, you're going to see unrest like this. They're going to get any opportunity they can to go do this, they're going to do. And this is Jonathan Cho, because I went down there and there's certain areas of Seattle where the drugs are so bad that it's just unsafe. Certain blocks. Look at this guy. He's doing wheelies in the street. What does he say to him? Let's hear.
All right, well, I'm good. I don't know who you are, man. Get away from me, bro. Bro, get your hands. I don't know who you are, player. Get off me.
Jonathan Cho does great work for Turning Point.
This is an absolutely chaotic situation. Thankfully, SPD is here. This thing could end up getting shut down. Antifa militants, again, they're flexing right now. They're trying to move towards the cops.
Okay, so let's break it down. Seattle's going to protest. Portland's going to protest. LA's going to protest. This Saturday, you've had to have heard a little bit about it. It's called the No Kings protest. It's going to be the biggest domestic protest in the country. And in certain cities, it's going to be a nothing burger. Like even people were saying in California, where it looked really bad, that people were on the west side of California in Santa Monica didn't even see any fire, didn't see anything. So my question for you is, what have you heard about the upcoming civil unrest that's supposed to happen this weekend, the No Kings protest?
For me, I think that as far as what the actual protests look like, you know, I think that it's well funded, in my opinion. You know, I've been looking a lot about some of the lineage of the money that's come in, some of the organizations that have literally no face, no Twitter account, nothing to them. I think it's very suspicious. I love the work that Data Republican has been doing to trace where those things come from. You know, there's organizations on that money lineage like World Wildlife Federation and Nature Conservancy, and by the tens of millions of dollars. And so I think that it's very suspicious to just see this whole movement pop up. You know, there's Craigslist ads. There's other subsidiary organizations like 50501. You know, now they're all going to be like, public enemy number one, Alexis. But
yeah,
I think
you're toast.
But I think that it's crazy that we're letting people funnel money and cause unrest in our cities. I think that some of it will be a nothing burger. I agree with you, but I think it's well funded enough to at least have humans show up. I mean, they're planning one for Nashville on.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be Nashville, Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the smaller towns, and then. Once again, it'll just be kind of people LARPing, but there will be some videos like in LA and Seattle. So I guess my point that I want to say is if you guys are fans of the show, I'm sure there's a lot of political activists that watch this. If you do go to any of these protests, I probably encourage you not to. I would encourage you to watch it on TV, but I know Matt Adams, he's one of our biggest supporters, and he was there last night with Jonathan Cho. I just want to say, guys, try not to antagonize him. Even me that goes to protest all the time, I'm thinking about going, but I'm just going to kind of stay back because I don't want to antagonize him because they want an excuse for somebody to get hurt. They want a video of somebody getting really hurt or getting blown up or getting driven over. They want that. They need that. So be very careful. Let's not antagonize. I think this weekend, I don't know if that's a good strategy for the people at these protests. Let's try to just kind of stay back, let them burn a dumpster. Because, guys, this is a good example of the footage that you just watched. If you go in there and you're filming, people are going to talk to you, people are going to confront you. So unless you totally look like you're wearing a mask and you look like Antifa, you're probably going to get confronted and probably people are going to be looking for some beef. So just be very careful. I'm going to be extra careful, and I would encourage everybody to be extra careful this weekend.
I think that's good advice. People are looking for an excuse to go wild. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit, but now that it's not the Biden administration, but the Trump administration, you know, they want it to look bad. They almost have a free pass to try and think they're making the administration look bad. But honestly, if I could give advice, I think stay safe. You know, don't go out there if you don't have to and get in the middle of it and antagonize these people. Great advice, Alex. But make sure you thank law enforcement, because that is not a fun job to go out there and do that and be in the middle of that. So make sure you thank law enforcement if you see them. Yes,
we do need to thank law enforcement, but at the same time, you know, law enforcement, y'all need to be on your lookout because that's who's going to be attacking. That's who they want to, you know, I'm just saying the law enforcement is going to be the people that they're going after. That's like,
exactly.
You know, that's just. I do not want to be a law. I would take the day off if I was you. Okay, now let's get back to a subject that's really, really, really dear to my heart. It's so disgusting. I am pro-life. I'm anti-abortion. Now it's gotten so insane with these people doing the TikTok abortion, this and that, and it's a subject that is obviously, you know, controversial. But I get so mad when I see these TikToks of people talking about their abortion in a positive way. How does that make you feel, Alexis, when you see that? When you see another woman talking about it in a positive way and not no shame and, you know, some sort of secret? Because I'm sure you have friends that have got abortion. I know people have got abortion, and it's something they're ashamed of. It's not something that they would ever go on a podcast and talk about proudly.
Yeah, for me, I think social media just exacerbates issues that people already have. So if someone feels like we weren't made to have these huge communities and go on and tell 30,000 people a story that put us through a lot of hurt. You know, I don't think that we as individuals were made to do that. And I think if someone has the inclination to go and share their most difficult, most treacherous story in any regard, there's probably something that's going on with them.
Well, a lot is going on with this woman, Chelsea Handler. Let's pull it up. It's on my laptop. Let me make sure the audio works. Okay, listen to what Chelsea Handler has to say about her abortion.
Oh, gosh.
Got pregnant a couple times when I was a teenager and got abortions. Thank God my parents had the sense to make sure that happened. And thank God as I got older and more mature, I understood that that's not what I'm cut out for. That's not my lifestyle. And I'm good at a lot of different things, but that's just not one of them. And that's okay. Got pregnant a couple times when I was a teenager and got abortions. Thank God my parents had the sense to make sure that happened. Got pregnant a couple times when I was a teenager and got abortions. Thank God my parents had the sense to make sure that happened. Got pregnant a couple times when I was a teenager and got abortions. Thank God my parents had the sense to make sure that happened.
Thanking God that her parents killed her unborn child. I know that she says that with a straight face, but she has to be gritting her teeth. There has to be pain. No, what could have been? What could have been? That could have been my baby. And I know she's successful now, or whatever success. I don't think she has any kids now. But what does that make you think that she's thanking not just her parents, but she's thanking God, the Creator that created all this, for killing her own baby?
Yeah, it's hard to watch someone say this so callously. You know, regardless of what ended up happening in anyone's life. You know, I think Chelsea Handler is really known as a figure that often talks about how she's unhappy or unfulfilled.
She's on all kinds of drugs and pot.
Yeah, she talks about, you know, it's hard because, you know, it's not my job to say that that's why she's unfulfilled, and I don't believe it's my place to do that. I don't think it's anyone's place to do that, but it's just hard to watch her be so callous about this, but then, you know, that impression is telling young people that was, you know, that's not her lifestyle. That's what I found fascinating from that clip, that it's her lifestyle, that you have to sacrifice, I don't know, all of this happiness to, God forbid, have kids. It's awful messaging.
And this is the girls that she's encouraging. Now, this is a girl right now. Abortion is tomorrow at 1:40. She's dancing. She's doing a TikTok video. And this is posted to her TikTok, and it's Adeline, and she's so excited about her abortion. And the reason why she thinks it's okay, the reason why she's not crying, she's not sad, is because she sees people like Chelsea Handler act like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Thankful. I'm so thankful to my parents, and I'm so thankful to God for the ability to kill my unborn baby. I mean, it's just absurd that this is a statement that was just said by one of the biggest female comedians in the world, and then you see that the culture is bleeding down to young people. So it's really sad, and I think that's why it's so important what you're doing and going to this Turning Point event for women, is so that women realize that type of behavior is not cool, is disgusting, and is the most repugnant thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that it's a direct line between content like Chelsea Handler's and what we're seeing young women come out and get attention for, truly, because that really is what the bottom line is it's an attention getter. I'm sure this got a ton of views, and that's currency nowadays, unfortunately.
And now the FBI saw it. Okay, we got to wrap things up, but I got to ask you a hard question. I asked everybody these hard questions. I've already asked you before, but now I know you know the truth. I asked you before. Do you think 9/11 was an inside job? And now that Kash is the FBI director, he told you yes, right?
It's been so fun to be on the show for the third time, Alex. Thank you
Kash,
so much.
When you guys are talking on the phone, all you have to say is, honey, could you give me a little info on Tower 7? That's all you have to ask him. And then, can you do that? Because the audience would like it if you just say, honey. And true, we don't have a picture of this. Hold on, wait. This is the other thing everybody got mad about, which I don't know if I was on their side, and I hope this isn't bad, but is this true that Kash's real name is Cash App?
Well, you don't say it like that.
I know, but I'm saying, so Did he start Cash App? Did he create Cash App? Is he a billionaire? That's what they're saying.
Are they saying that?
Yeah, that he's the Cash App king, and he's from Garden City, New York. He's the Cash App king, and that the only reason he's FBI director is because he's a billionaire and he's as rich as Mark Zuckerberg. So that's not true.
Well, I haven't seen this picture. It's a good picture.
He looks good. Look at his. Look at that. Cash is looking good. The puka necklace. That was the thing. You know, Cash, you had to knock the ladies off of that puka necklace. I don't even want you to know about that puka necklace. If you're wearing the puka necklace, you're getting the puka something else. All right, guys. Alexis, how can people find you and support you?
You can find me everywhere on social media under my name, Alexis Wilkins, and yeah, I think it's that everywhere. That's how you can support me. Just come look at all my stuff that I post.
And Alexis is so great. She's a singer. You can go see her sing at all of these events. Like I said, if you're a conservative and you actually love America, you're probably going to actually run into Alexis because she is all across the country at so many important things. And last thing. Do you ever get to go have any fun, though, now? Like, do you get to go on dates and stuff and still kind of do?
We figure it out.
You do figure it out?
Yeah, we figure it out.
Okay, good. That's why I just don't want you to lose I don't want you to lose the spark. You know, it's hard. You got the damn Secret Service, you know, peering over. Sometimes you can't, you know, you might just, I don't want you guys to lose that spark. I want you guys to get married, and I want to be invited to the wedding, and I want to find out about Tower 7. All right, guys, that's been our show. That's how we end the show every time with a freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat! Yo, Tower 7. Those terrorists aren't in heaven. And I still love 9/11, even though it was really sad, it was really bad. But I'm actually glad because the Patriot Act gives them ability to look at me without a warrant. And I love that. I feel safe. So you don't need a warrant to look up my search history. That's good. Some of you freaks, we don't need warrants. Go follow Alexis. I love you guys. Peace.